remember what I wanted to say in that other video, my day 121 video, about diplomats. You know, I was asking, do they get paid like $1 billion an hour? Because it always seems like, you know, after a couple days or whatever it is, they're like, well, talks have broken down. And, you know, we left the table. And it's like, okay, but did anybody die while you were talking? If not, maybe you go back and talk again, right? I mean, is there some sort of like, oh no, we can only talk for 2 days. After that, I start getting time and a half. Don't get me started on Sunday, that's double time. You know, plus you gotta pay my annuity and my travel time. And I mean, my thought on diplomacy is like, if the talks break down, okay, you go home, you fucking have a good meal, you call them back, you regroup, and you freaking hit it again the next day, right? And then even after, like, even if everybody's on the border of wherever it is and they're saber rattling, you got all your weapons aligned, you know, and all amassed at the border, you know, and you keep talking and you keep talking and no one's getting killed, and you keep talking, and now it's been fucking 2 years and you're still talking and you've gotten nowhere. You know, maybe you've made a little concession here, a little concession there, but you're still talking, right? You're still fucking talking. You're not killing each other. No one's dying. And oh no, well, the peace talks, they've been breaking down for 10 years. Okay. I think after 10 years of having all the military on each side of the border and not fighting and not doing anything, we might see that, wow, this is a big waste of fucking time, money, and effort here, right? And then maybe, just maybe, the diplomatic freaking situation would work itself out. I never understood that. Like, oh, talks broke down, so we left. Okay. I mean, no one's ever argued with their wife or their boyfriend or girlfriend or husband or your kid, and like you couldn't come to a fucking understanding at that moment. So you talked it out again and you talked it out again. No one got killed. You know, I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, some people are fucking loopy, you know, but I mean, just imagine what we could use all that money on, right? I mean, they got to be getting paid $1 billion an hour, because why would you ever stop talking? As long as people aren't dying, keep fucking talking. That's fine. Say it again, you know? And like, we got to stop with this freaking, well, they're not doing what we want them to do. Well, you know, it's not our fucking country, first off, right? And if people aren't dying, maybe we could just, you know, and if we come to some sort of understanding over time that, you know, this person's not a monster, that person's not a monster, they're just fucking people, right? That's what we were all fucking babies once, we were all teenagers once, and a lot of us are still like teenagers in our heads. You know, I know it because I talk to elderly gentlemen all the way down to teenagers, and everybody's still about the same 15, 16-year-old they were back in the day inside your head. It's just, you know, you learn some more shit. But again, like, okay, the talks broke down. Keep fucking talking. You know, it's not like you got to pay for your meals or you stay there. You know, you're on a diplomatic trip. Everything's paid for. You're still getting your whatever you get paid to be a diplomat, which is probably pretty lofty, right? And plus it comes with prestige and power. Keep fucking talking. Imagine being like, that's it. We can't talk. I mean, you know, that's what divorce is, right? If you can't fucking come to a thing. But you know, most times when you get divorced, you don't kill the other person, you know. One person leaves and the other person either stays or they you know, they figure out what the property's worth and split that up, whatever it is. Like, you know, it's crazy to me. Oh, diplomacy has failed. No, it's only failed because you allowed it to fail. Right? Diplomacy will never fail if you don't allow it to fail. If you don't go into it with these freaking, oh, well, you got to do this, this, and this before we even have diplomatic talks, that ain't going to work, yo. You know, and people are like, oh, why do they send people to talk to our enemies? Well, you know, that's where you create diplomacy, is with your enemies, right? Commonalities. You figure out, oh, they just want the best for their people as well as we do. Let's figure this out. You know, I'm pretty friendly with all my neighbors, most of them. You know, I had a little little run-in with one across the street, but, you know, I've been waving to them and saying hi and stuff, and they seem pretty, you know, they're waving back and saying hi too. So, you know, if I can get over there sometime and make it right, I will, you know. But my other neighbors, you know, I'm pretty freaking friendly with a lot of them. And, you know, we don't hold, you know, some of them are a lot older than I am. We don't necessarily hold the same political views, you know, but I can tell you this much. They love America. They love their neighborhood. They're always willing to lend a hand. And when they ask me to lend a hand, I'm right there to do it. You know, I mean, sometimes you gotta put your nose to the grindstone, right? You gotta practice what you preach. I'm always talking about sustainability and taking care of myself and this and that. You know, I got off of frickin' SNAP benefits recently, a few months back, you know? I mean, do I still need them? Yeah, it's a little harder having to pay for all my own food for my kids. I mean, that's what you're supposed to do. I can afford it, though, you know? Yeah, is the belt a little tighter? Sure. My kids don't notice it, though, you know? It's fine. But, you know, we gotta, and you know, so I'm planting a garden, a big garden, you know, and see where that goes. I'm sure I'm gonna make a lot of mistakes. You know, I'm probably going to have a lot of stuff that I'm not going to use. Who knows, right? I'll give it away, whatever it is. Or maybe it won't grow at all. I won't know until I try it, right? So I'm not going to let perfection get in the way of progress. Just like our diplomats shouldn't be letting perfection get in the way of progress, right? When you debate with people, when you have a back and forth with people, not everybody gets exactly what they want. You know, and we got to, as America, we got to stop being spoiled brats, you know? Victimization is hurting our nation, man. It really is. I'll talk to you soon. You know, stop listening to fucking mainstream media. Seriously, stop. Just stop. I mean, look at left-leaning voices. Look at right-leaning voices. Like, you know, the ones that are, you know, normal, not the fucking wackos on either side. That's how we get into this mess. All right, I'll talk to you when I talk to you, everybody. Have a great day.